All right. Badass women of Herstory. Marie Curie? Damn, I didn't even realize her name rhymes, bro. She probably got picked on. Marie Curie. Marie Curie, or her full name is Marie Salomea. I don't even know what letter that is. Sklodowska Curie was a Polish and naturalized French physicist and chemist who conducted pioneering research on radioactivity. She was the first woman to get a Nobel Prize, the first person and the only woman to win the first person and the only woman to win the Nobel Prize twice, and the only person to win the Nobel Prize in 2 scientific fields. Bro, setting records. She was born November 7th. Oh, her birthday's coming up. 1867 in Warsaw, Congress, Poland, Russian Empire. She died 4th of July, 1934, in Passy, Haute-Savoie, France, from bone marrow failure, possibly Myelodysplastic plastic syndrome or aplastic anemia, most likely from exposure to radiation. Her citizenship, I don't know why Wikipedia puts it, but it says Poland by birth, France by marriage. So according to NobelPrize.org, straight from the source, Marie Curie was born, we already said, November 7th, 1867 in Warsaw. She was the daughter of a secondary school teacher. She received a general education in local schools and some scientific training from her father. She became involved in the Students' Revolutionary Organization and found it prudent to leave Warsaw, then in the part of Poland dominated by Russia, for cacao, which at the time was at the time under Austrian rule. In 1891, she went to Paris to continue her studies at the Sorbonne, where she obtained licenships in physics and if it just said licentiateships in physics and the mathematical sciences. She met Pierre Curie, professor in the School of Physics, in 1894, and in the following year they were married. She succeeded her husband as head of the physics laboratory at the Sorbonne, gained her Doctor of Science degree in 1903, and following the tragic death of Pierre Curie in 1906, she took his place as a professor of general physics in the Faculty of Sciences, the first time a woman had held this position. There was a bug like flying around my phone I was looking at. I wasn't rolling my eyes just in case it was just this little mosquito. I swear, I promise. She was also appointed director of the Curie Laboratory in the Radium Institute of the University of Paris, founded in 1914. Her early researches, together with her husband, were often performed under difficult conditions. Laboratory arrangements were poor, and both had to undertake much teaching to earn a livelihood. The discovery of radioactivity by Henry Becquerel in 1896 inspired the Curies in their brilliant researches and analysis, which led to the isolation of polonium, named after the country of Marie's birth, and radium, MME. Curie developed methods for the separation of radium from radioactive residues in sufficient quantities to allow for its characterization and the careful study of its properties, therapeutic properties in particular. Marie Curie, throughout her life, actively promoted the use of radium to alleviate suffering, and during World War I, assisted by her daughter, Irene, another badass woman of Herstory, she personally devoted herself to this remedial work. She retained her enthusiasm for science throughout her life and did much to establish a radioactivity laboratory in her native city. In 1929, President Hoover of the United States, shout out, presented her with the gift of $50,000 donated by American Friends of Science to purchase radium for use in the laboratory in Warsaw. Marie Curie, quiet, dignified. Also, she wasn't made fun of that name because Curie isn't her real last name. I mean, it's not her. It's not her. What's that shit called? It's fucking plane. I think it's farting the whole way. It's like a. It looks like a jet, but from the 80s or something. You know what I'm saying? That was too loud. All right. So, she was a member of the Council de Physique Solvay from 1911 until her death, and since 1922, she had been a member of the Committee of Intellectual Cooperation of the League of Nations. Her work is recorded in numerous papers and scientific journals, and she is the author of, it's going to be hard to say, Recherches sur les substances radioactives from 1904. I don't know any French, so I don't even know how to read it. And another book called oh wait, there's two more books. Les isotopes et les éléments isotopes, and the classic Traité de radioactivité, 1910. The importance of Marie Curie's work is reflected in the numerous awards bestowed on her. She received many honorary science, medicine, and law degrees, and honorary memberships of learned societies throughout the world. Yo, talk about a badass. Together with her husband, she was awarded half of the Nobel Prize for Physics in 1903 for their study into the spontaneous radiation discovered by the Becquerel, who was awarded the other half of the prize. In 1911, she received a second Nobel Prize, this time in chemistry. Speaking of chemistry earlier, that math science, in recognition of her work in radioactivity. She also received, jointly with her husband, the Davy Medal of the Royal Society in 1903, and in 1921, President Harding of the United States, shout out again, on behalf of the women of America, presented her with 1 gram of radium in recognition of her service to science. Very American thing to do. For further details, there's a biography of Pierre Curie, and she died after a short illness on July 4th, 1934, from Nobel Lectures, Physics, 1901 to 1921. Wow. Shout out to Marie Curie. Where would we be had it not been for her? I don't even know what half of that shit means, but I know it's important, and I know I'm gonna learn about it. I need to look some shit up, because I know radioactivity is bad, right? That's why she died, but it's also good, you know? I guess like the power, like it's cleaner energy.